DocuShare is a fantastic document management tool that we can integrate into SharePoint. Okay, so that SharePoint can take care of what it does best, which is, for us, is being the portal, being that function that moves the information or provides a directory of the information to the users. The more we have to customize a piece of software, the more involved, the more cost, the more support it requires. And therefore, we try to, as much as possible, look for tools that are out-of-the-box designed to do what they need to do. There's a well-established market of users of DocuShare out there, which tells us that DocuShare will be around for some time.
One of the projects that we've begun in, as it relates to scanning in the Court Business Center, is to scan all the back files of the Drug Court Division. The benefits of back file scanning in the case of drug court would be obviously the storage space. Every space now is prime property, so normally want to devote an entire room to cases and cases of boxes. And even probably more important than that would be the time it would take sorting through those boxes, trying to find all the documents related to a specific case.
Old process was that they would have to take these orders every day, the orders and the reports, and they would take them and make copies, multiple copies, sometimes 4 or 5 copies, and have to hold them, mail them to the different agencies, which would take a lot amount of time, and they would send them to them. And in some cases, they had to do it twice, because they would send them to them, then they had to be signed by a judge and resent again. So you have 4 or 5 copies you're making 2 or 3 times and sending them to the agencies or whatever, so they can have a copy of what orders the judges signed or provided. So what the general magistrate asked us to look into was, is there a better way of doing this? Is there a way to eliminate the paper, all the paper and repetitive work? So we looked into it and we came up with one solution we tried. We decided to just take those documents each day. They bring those documents to us. And we take them and we scan them, each order, separately. And when we scan them, they're sent to all the various entities or agencies where they used to have to make copies and send them. So now, some of the agencies are within the court, so those documents are scanned straight to their email. Some of the agencies are outside the court, so they are scanned and they are faxed to those agencies. Some of the documents where they need copies, where the original general magistrate wanted just to have a copy of it. So we take those and scan them, and they go straight to the general magistrate. So all these agencies and all these different participants get these documents now right away. They can also, at any time, pull these documents up online using DocuShare. And this is completely different, because before they had to dig through drawers. What date was this? What month? Who were the parties? So now all they need to know is either the date or the name, and they can just put that information into the computer and brings that up. But by any type of searchable information that was in that document. It could be the judge, the general magistrate's name. It could be the name of the parties. It could be anything. So all that information is easily accessible.
I hear child support cases dealing with paternity, child support, and any actions after the final judgment is entered. And what I do is the Attorney General brings in their cases. They bring me in a form order. I complete the form order. Once I'm done completing that form order, we have to process it. It has to be taken down to the judge. In the prior times before we started our new system, I would complete the order. My secretary would have to make a copy of the order that was not signed by the judge. Then she would take down the original order. We would have to keep the copy order for safety reasons in case something happened to the original order, so we had a backup on paper. She would take it down to the judge. He would sign it. She would bring it back up to our office. Then she would have to make 3 copies. One for us to keep for safekeeping until it was docketed by the clerk, one to send to the Office of the Attorney General, and one to send to the Department of Revenue. So we were making 3 copies of the original order, plus the first copy in case the unsigned order got lost. So we were making 4 copies of this. So you're talking a lot of paper, and a lot of time she spent at the copying machine. So since our new system, it's wonderful. First of all, I write the order. I bring the original order down to the judge. He signs the original order. I carry it back up and I scan it into DocuShare, and it's wonderful. And that DocuShare, once it's signed by the judge, it is automatically distributed not only to the Office of Attorney General, but also the Department of Revenue. And I can't tell you what this does for their contract attorneys in that they don't have to make copies of these orders to distribute to DOR to get their statistics done. It is automatically dispersed at one time to all the parties.
How the court can benefit by, number one, having a file that's electronically accessible. Therefore, more than one person can actually look at the file. More than one person can glean information from the file, and they can now conduct the court business. Number two, reducing the space that typically takes for us to be able to store these files. Thousands of boxes of paper that can be easily destroyed with a fire, or it can be also destroyed by the flood. This is something that we have to take into account. Therefore, using this tool, DocuShare is able to give us the capability of having disaster recovery features that has helped us tremendously in the way we can preserve the record. Number three, timely access in changing the workflow, how we do business. Where before it was very difficult to check a file for more than one person, now it's very easy for us to do that. So therefore the workflow has changed. Now it's easy for a judge to look at the same file as a case manager is looking at the file as well and updating that file, putting immediate information that the judge needs to have for him to be able to reach a decision. As the general magistrate is actually drafting an order for that judge and sending that order electronically using the document management system so that the judge can look at documents where the order basically refers to in terms of what is it that they're trying to communicate in that order to the attorneys. Well, now all that is possible online. It's possible to be done quickly, efficiently. And that's where these benefits have been able to help in the implementation of such a system.